In a city full of bright lights and busy streets, a young African man swept floors in silence, far away from home. No one knew his story. No one cared to ask. He was just the cleaner. But what if I told you that one ordinary night, a stranger's kindness would change everything and lead him to a life no one, not even he, could have imagined? This is the story of Chinedu and how hope found him in the most unlikely place. Chinedu was 24 years old when he boarded a plane for the first time in his life. Born and raised in a small community in Enugu, Nigeria, he had always been the quiet, focused one among his friends. His father was a retired teacher, and his mother sold tomatoes and peppers in the local market. Life wasn't easy, but it was honest. When he won the UK visa lottery, the entire village gathered to celebrate. The church held a special prayer. His uncles contributed money. Neighbours who barely had enough chipped in for his passport, jacket and flight ticket. "You must succeed, Chinedu," his mother whispered at the airport, tears in her eyes. "We have put our future in you." Chinedu nodded, swallowing the fear in his throat. He thought London would be easy. He thought success would come quickly. He was wrong. London was cold. Not just the weather, but the people, the looks, the silence. Chinedu moved into a shared apartment in East London with 5 other immigrants. The flat smelled of dampness and curry. The walls thin enough to hear every whisper. He applied for jobs every day. Hundreds of applications, no replies. His engineering degree from Nigeria meant nothing here. Eventually, he got one offer night cleaner at a corporate office in central London. The pay was minimum wage, but it was something. He took it. At first, he told himself it was temporary. "I'll clean for a few weeks. Something better will come," he said. But weeks became months, and the better job never came. During the day, Chinedu slept. At night, he took the train and quietly cleaned floors, restrooms, and bins. Nobody looked at him. Nobody greeted him. He was invisible. That same night, something strange happened. As he was mopping the hallway, he heard a cough from behind a door. It was past midnight. All staff were supposed to be gone. He knocked. "Hello? Is someone there?" "Chinedu." "Well, Chinedu, I'm Douglas. But you can call me Doug." He stretched out his hand. Chinedu hesitated, then shook it. That handshake would change everything. His family back home kept calling, asking how London was. He lied. He sent photos in front of landmarks he never entered. He edited his clothes to look more expensive. He said he was doing great. Inside, he was breaking. One night, while cleaning the top floor restroom of a tall glass building, Chinedu sat inside a toilet stall and cried. His hands were dry from chemicals. His back ached. He had 4,000 left in his bank account. And nothing was working. "I'm not even a human here," he whispered to himself. "I'm just a cleaner." That same night, something strange happened. As he was mopping the hallway, he heard a cough from behind a door. It was past midnight. All staff were supposed to be gone. He knocked. "Hello? Is someone there?" The door opened slowly. Inside was an old white man, sitting alone in a dimly lit office. He looked tired, wrinkles around his eyes, a mug of cold tea beside him. "Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you." the man said gently. Just couldn't sleep, so I came to work. Habit of an old man. Chinedu nodded awkwardly. No problem, sir. The man smiled. I've seen you before. You clean this floor? Yes, sir. What's your name? Chinedu. Well, Chinedu, I'm Douglas. But you can call me Doug. He stretched out his hand. Chinedu hesitated, then shook it. That handshake would change everything. Over the next few weeks, Doug began staying later at work. And whenever Chinedu came to clean, he would chat with him. Where are you from? Nigeria, sir. What did you do before this? I studied civil engineering. Doug looked surprised. Engineering? Then why are you cleaning offices at night? Chinedu smiled painfully. Nobody would hire me. They say I have no UK experience. Doug was quiet for a while. Then he said something Chinedu would never forget. Sometimes people don't see gold when it's covered in dust. One night, Doug brought a laptop to work. I want to show you something, he said. It was a free online coding course. It's not civil engineering, but with your brain, you can do this. Tech jobs are in demand, and they pay well. Chinedu hesitated. But I work nights. I sleep during the day. Doug smiled. Then study during your break, 1 hour a day. That's enough to start. It began small. 1 video, then 2, then coding practice on his phone. It wasn't easy, but it lit a fire in him. He felt alive again. Weeks turned into months. Chinedu studied every break time. He bought a second-hand laptop from eBay. He joined online communities. Doug printed practice tasks for him. Eventually, Chinedu created a small web app. Doug was impressed. Now you need to show someone. Doug helped him edit his CV, craft a British-style cover letter, and apply for internships. Most companies said no, but one small startup in South London said yes. Unpaid internship, 2 days a week. Chinedu took it immediately. For 6 months, he juggled everything internship by day, cleaning by night, sleeping on the train. It nearly killed him, but he never gave up. After his internship, the company offered him a full-time junior developer job, £32,000 a year. Chinedu stared at the offer letter in disbelief. He cried that night. Real tears, this time of joy. He quit the cleaning job. He moved into a small studio apartment of his own. He bought a simple coat for his mother and shipped it home. A year later, Chinedu was thriving. He now worked for a tech firm in London Bridge, made enough to live comfortably, and even started a YouTube channel teaching other immigrants how to break into tech. One evening, he visited the old office to say hi to Doug, but the receptionist told him Doug had retired months ago and had recently been admitted to hospital with chest complications. Chinedu tracked him down. Doug was weak, lying in a quiet hospital room. But when he saw Chinedu, he smiled. You did it, he whispered. Chinedu took his hand. You helped me believe I could. They sat in silence for a long time. Then Chinedu said, I want to take you somewhere. 3 weeks later, Chinedu flew to Nigeria for the first time in 5 years. This time he wasn't hiding. He wore a crisp white shirt, dark jeans and sneakers. He carried gifts, photos, and a thick envelope of cash for his mother. The village gathered again. but this time to welcome him home. And standing beside him was Doug, weak, but smiling, overwhelmed by the warmth, music, and the people. He stayed for a week, experiencing the land his favorite cleaner once came from. At the farewell, Chinedu stood before everyone and said, "This man believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. In a land where I was invisible, he saw me." Chinedu now works remotely as a senior developer, mentors young immigrants, and donates laptops to aspiring coders in Nigeria. Doug passed away peacefully 2 years later. Chinedu paid for his funeral, and every year, on the anniversary of their meeting, he visits Doug's grave and places a single white flower. Because sometimes all it takes is one person to remind you that you matter. Sometimes even a cleaner can become a builder, not just of buildings, but of dreams. Moral of the story: never look down on anyone. Behind every uniform is a story. Behind every silent face is a dream. And behind every cleaner may live the mind of a genius, just waiting for someone to notice.